So this is my second YouTube video, so hopefully I'll move around a little bit less. So I've decided, since I'm such a Byron Katie groupie, that my first topic would be, as I talked about in an earlier video, the work. And the work is basically 4 questions and a turnaround. And these 4 questions aim at exploring the thoughts, the good thoughts that bring you joy and happiness and insight and amazing hope for the future and love for everything that surrounds you. These questions are about those stressful thoughts, as she explains, the ones that, as I mentioned earlier, bring you physical pain, drain you emotionally, and make you feel like the universe is completely against you in every way, shape, or form. So these 4 questions are actually applicable to anything, and oftentimes, as you're doing it, part of you realizes at some point how ridiculous some of your thoughts are, and how they have a lot more to do with your own insecurities and what you're feeling inside than whatever the other person is saying. Other times you can find deep understanding and deep empathy for your reactions and your beliefs and the fallacy that comes with that, and how you've used your beliefs about certain situations and certain people to justify things that you've done to hurt them. And Byron Katie talks a lot about how, the definition of insanity is thinking that you have anything in your life that you don't need. Everything in your life is there because it's meant to be there. Everything in your life is there. Anything that triggers you, anything that, criticizes you or anything, is something you should invite into your life, because it allows you to explore further self-development and allows you to pinpoint those things you have not yet mastered, as she so fabulously explains. So bear with me, I'll get to the point eventually. So the work is basically 4 questions, and these 4 questions consist of: is the thought that you're thinking true? And can you absolutely know that it's true? And who are you, and how do you behave when you believe that thought? And then finally, who would you be without that thought? And finally, turn it around and see how that might change your perspective on a situation. And the reason that this is so powerful is because it allows you to see how a lot of the pain and a lot of the suffering that you're experiencing has to do with your perception of an interaction, your perception of a comment, your perception of a certain behavior, and it sends you almost into this whirlwind, and you feel all these things, and it's like a snowball effect. You can't stop yourself. And she often says, which always makes me laugh, that if we all realized that we were confused, then maybe we wouldn't behave in this manner, and maybe we wouldn't hurt the ones that we love, and we wouldn't spend our time blaming other people and harping on things and focusing on resenting and getting back, and all of those things that bring nothing to your life but stress. And even if you look at forgiveness, forgiveness has so much more to do with you than anyone else. When you forgive someone and you release that resentment, and you release that anger and all that pain and everything, you're actually doing more for yourself than you're doing for that other person, because you're allowing yourself to accept. Sorry, no lip gloss moment. You'll soon learn that I cannot function without glossy lips, but I'll get over it eventually. That, if you explore the fact that, oftentimes feelings that you feel about certain comments or situations are often just based on misinterpretation and based on the fact that you haven't questioned those thoughts. And another thing that she says that's so insightful that I find very helpful in my own life is that, you know, if you understood these thoughts, your life would be a lot more palatable, because you wouldn't spend your time maliciously trying to change the other person's beliefs or change the other person's perspectives. Hello?